As money word problems get harder, bigger amounts and extra steps can quickly turn a simple question into a bit of a tangle. I'm Marie from This Child Can, and I'm going to show you how to help children solve trickier money word problems by reading the question carefully, spotting the key words, and working out the steps. Welcome back. In this lesson about money word problems, we're going to be focusing on what exactly the question is asking before we decide how to calculate. It's called the money story. Here we have £3.45. There are 100 pence in a pound, so £3.45 is the same amount as 345 pence. Now this lesson is not about converting money, but children need to understand this idea before they can solve money problems effectively. So with a word problem, we want to start with the words, not with the numbers. Underline those key words because they give us clues about what we need to find. Then you need to ask, what is this question asking us? Is it asking us to find a total? Are we finding how much is left? Are we working out how much change there is? Are we comparing two prices? Are we doing one step or more than one step? Once we know some of these answers, we can then start to think about how to calculate. Let's look at a one-step problem, finding a total in pounds and pence. The example here, a pencil case costs £2.35 and a pen costs £1.20. How much do they cost altogether? Now the key word here is altogether, so we underline that. What's happening here in this money story? Well, it's suggesting that we need to put two prices together and find a total, which means that we are going to need to add. So we need to decide how to do that. Our two choices, we can add £2.35 and £1.20, or we can convert to pence. We could do 235 pence plus 120 pence. We get the answer of either £3.55 or 355 pence. But the important thing to know is that children have to be consistent. They either need to calculate in pounds or they need to calculate in pence and then convert it back to pounds if needed. Now let's look at another one-step problem, finding change. Amir buys a sandwich which costs £3.40. He pays with a £5 note. How much change does he get? Well, we'll start by underlining the key words, which are costs, pays with, and change. So what's happening in this money story here? Well, Amir's sandwich is going to cost him £3.40. He gives the shopkeeper £5, which is too much, which means he needs to get some money back. All of this is suggesting that this is about finding the difference between the cost of the sandwich and how much money Amir pays. So finding the difference suggests subtraction. So that's what we're going to do here. One possible method would be to do £5 take away £3.40, which equals £1.60. You could always convert this to pence beforehand, like we did in the previous example. Now, some children like to count on rather than subtract. This is a useful method when the numbers are quite close together, but for something like this, subtraction is a better option. So why are two-step money problems often harder? This is because they seem to hide an extra step. Children may not be able to answer the final question straight away because they have to work out something else first. If a question is asking you to find the change after buying more than one thing, we have to work out the total cost first before we can find the change. And this is where children get stuck. They know how to add, they know how to subtract, but they don't realise they need both here. For example, in this two-step problem, we have to find the total first before we can find the change. Eva buys some popcorn for £2.80 and a pencil for 65p. She pays with a £5 note. How much change does she get? So if you were to have a question and answer session with your child, it might look like this. Question, what are the key words here? Answer, buys, pays with, change. What is the final question asking us to find? How much change Eva gets? Can we find that answer straight away? No. What do we need to find first? We need to find the total cost of the popcorn and the pencil. Is this a one-step problem or a two-step problem? It's a two-step problem because there are two calculations that we have to do. Does our method make sense? Yes, it does, because we have to find the total first before we can find the change. So the key words help us to choose a method, but the story helps us to double check that this makes sense. And if your child chooses the wrong operation, just go back to the keyword story and have a look at it again. Don't forget that money is one of the easiest maths topics to practice in real life. Let your child bring their pocket money to the shop, buy things, look at the prices, compare which is more or less money, predict the change. How much will they have left? Anything that your child can do in real life is going to boost the acquisition of these money skills. Doing word problems is helpful, yes, but being able to manipulate the money in real life gives them a real understanding of why this maths matters. Trickier money problems become much clearer for children once they've underlined the keywords, understood the money story, and checked to see how many steps they need to do to solve the final question. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped. And if it did, please like the video and share it with someone else who might find it useful too. Don't forget to subscribe to This Child Can for more calm, practical strategies for helping you to support your child. What did a great teacher do that made learning easier for you or your child?